smell of Christmas and it's certainly intoxicating. Well, it is a season to be jolly, merry, and don't you worry because it is going to be a very merry Christmas with me, because I'm going to reveal some of those well-guarded kitchen secrets that have kept our Christmas goodies so lip-smackingly good. Now, why don't you put away everything that you're doing and set your appetite for what's going to come ahead. I'm at the Taj Mount Road to indulge in some good old Christmas cheer by spending some time in the one place that I love hanging out in, the kitchen. Okay, so I'm in the kitchen. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I am with Chef Siddiq, who happens to be the executive chef at the Taj Mount Road, and he also doubles up today to be my personal guide. Chef, thank you. And this is probably your busiest season, right?
Yes, what you said is right. We are from come 22nd of December until the 3rd of Jan, we are going to be really hectic.
Okay, so what are all these ingredients? So what are we preparing magically?
Okay, these are the stuff that goes into the making of a traditional Christmas cake. Okay, we have several ingredients, and the most important part is the fruit, which also is soaked in liquor.
Christmas cake and pudding. How can one not celebrate the season of gifts, trees, Yuletide and carols without this masterpiece? The rich, aromatic, deeply intoxicating raisins and dry fruits mixed into a batter of flour, butter, sugar, eggs, essence, alcohol and a secret ingredient.
Now there is a little secret work which we have to do. See, the fruits, if you put it into the batter straight, two things. One is that because the fruits are heavier and your liquid at the moment is lighter. So what can happen is the fruits can sink to the base of the whole cake once you make it. So what you do is you take the fruits and just mix it with the flour.
Now see, apart from the cake mixer where you're using alcohol, you're also going to add, you've also added a lot more alcohol to it, right? So what have you used, Scotch?
No, see, there are two places where we've added alcohol. One is, of course, as I told you, for fruit mixing, and second is into the batter, but that's not really necessary. If there is enough liquor, once the fruit is marinated, you can also do without it. Okay. Diti, while the cake is getting baked, so I'll tell you an easy thing to do. You remember the batter that we made?
Yeah.
So with the same batter, what you can do is add some breadcrumbs to it and also mix a little jam, mixed fruit jam or a little orange marmalade. And then you can, instead of, what we did here is baking. So instead of baking, you take a tray with water, put it into the oven, take a little nice mold, a semicircular mold, put the same batter inside and put it in the water. Okay, that's called double bath baking. Alright, then what you get is this.
The Christmas pudding.
Alright, it's called the Christmas pudding.
The age-old recipe of puddings and cakes done, I wanted to learn more. Now this was my Christmas wish. Trust me, I wanted to know everything. So Chef Siddiq told me that next up was a mince pies. Yummy, yummy. Alright, my fondest memory of mince pies has to be when I was in university and my flatmate, right, she would get these lovely, delicious, crispy brown mince pies all the way from Malta because her mom loves to make mince pies. But my question about mince pies is, when you say mince pie, you think it's meat.
Yeah, that's a very confusing statement. The moment you hear mince pie, generally, what you said is right, everybody thinks it's a meat pie. Here, the surprise factor is that it is sweet, and it is made with the same fruits that we use for making the cake.
The pies are just such an easy recipe to make. A neat little base is made from flour, eggs and salt, rolled out into a pie tin and then blind baked. The stuffing is simple. It's made from the same ingredients used for the cake. And also the secret ingredient. Now, how will Christmas be complete if it's not for the Yule log? Now, the Yule log, I think, is like this old traditional English recipe, right?
Yeah, there's also a big story which goes with the Yule log. What they say is that the early part of the Christmas, before by the 20th, they bring in this big wood. Okay, and then let it smolder in the house. All right, and then there are different types of stories with it. So Yule log is nothing but a wood piece which they're supposed to have used to smolder throughout the Christmas season. Okay, That's why it is in the shape of that log.
So while that's getting wrapped, I think we've come to an end of our recipe making thing. But what is probably the toughest recipe for you all to make during this season?
See, I think even a simple thing like a Christmas cake can get you confused a little bit, because if you change the ingredients a little bit, if you increase the baking temperature by mistake a little extra, if you do not fold the mixture properly, the whole thing can collapse.
Now see, there are different ways of doing this, right?
Yeah, the topping, yeah. So I said first is that to just do a rough finish. Second is to do a clean finish and then use a comb and just draw the lines on top. Or third is to put the whole thing into a piping bag, use a star nozzle and draw lines. Instead of filling up with a knife, just draw lines, so that you can give 3 to 4 different types of finish on the top. And you can even, this here you can just put chocolate so that the lines or roll of the wood is very clear.
Okay, all this cooking and everything about being in the kitchen has really made me hungry, and I really want to taste all of these goodies. So chef, would you...
want to taste it?
Yeah, would you like to come up
with
me
why
and
not?
taste
Why not?
this?
Let's go.
In a much more comfortable environment with chef. Well, chef, you've been adding like this little secret ingredient to all these little dishes here. So what was that secret ingredient?
See, that's some secret which I always wanted to keep it away from you. Anyway, now we've come to the last part of it. So I'll tell you, the secret ingredient about cooking, forget the cake, forget anything about cooking, especially about the Christmas, is all that passion, the love and the happiness that you put in from deep within your heart into your food.
All right, I'm dying to taste that. So can I? No, I can't talk anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to. Concentrate on eating.
I remember learning in school that you never talk with food in your mouth, but I am. But I must say, it's been an experience here, learning all these Christmas recipes, and it's so delicious. Be it the pudding or the cake or even the pie. It's been really good. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this Christmas special of Feeding Frenzy along with my lovely company here. And you can stand a chance to come onto the show, but you should remember to watch the show and answer the week's competition question.
The question for this week's Feeding Frenzy contest is: a traditional Christmas dinner in early England was the head of A, a pig, B, a hen, or C, a cow? Send in your answers to feedback@ndtv-hindu.com.
And here's wishing you a very, very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Chef, cheers to that.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.